Hey, I'm Andrew Hales, and this is another edition of Picking Up Girls Off Tinder. The first edition got taken down because I didn't blur the faces well enough. I apologize. I won't make that mistake in this video. But no, it did really well. A lot of people liked that video, so here's another one. I'm just going to call this one Picking Up Girls Off Tinder and maybe just make this a series. Because I have a lot of material here, and I feel like it's interesting. A lot of people thought I was like trying to brag or whatever, but I get just as many rejections, whatever, you know. So I'll definitely include those. Either way, I feel like you'll think this is entertaining because 90% of you are guys anyway. My first three pictures are these three. I use Bonnie kind of as I guess, swipe bait. And it just says self-employed, and then it just says, I enjoy deep conversations and funny banter. Let's get drinks. And then it includes my Insta. So I do cheat a little. I figure some girls maybe look at my Insta and see the followers, and then they think like, oh, he can't be that stupid, you know, or weird. Like, he has half a brain, you know, and but either way, hey, Lindsay. Sup, Andrew? I'm shit at small talk. What's been on your mind lately? Same here. You want to grab drinks sometime? I don't like texting. For sure. Then she had her number. So that was really nice. Just nice and simple. I usually, I like to meet up with the girl as quick as I can, because I don't know, I don't like talking on the phone, because you can talk to a girl on the phone forever, and then it's like completely different once you meet in real life, you know? Like even like serial killers and whatever can pretend to be whoever, you know? I don't know. And you can kind of get a gist of, and she had her Instagram, so I knew she wasn't really a catfish. You can kind of tell they're not a catfish. Also, I don't think Tinder is like lame to use. I think it's like more convenient, you know? Like you can go out and talk to girls, whatever, and meet them normally at school, but you have more control, and there's less rejection, and it just works easier. We live in a different time, and Tinder and dating apps, Bumble, whatever, it's just easier to meet people that way. And you can, especially because it's like you can immediately tell that they're a little interested because they swiped right, you know? If you walk up to a girl coldly, then you can't, that's cool too, but if it's like so easy to meet girls off Tinder, so like why wouldn't I, you know? And I don't think it's only for hooking up either. I've met plenty of people. The last two girls I dated, I met offline. Hey, Anna. And then a month later, she replied, it's been a month, but they say true love can wait a lifetime. And then I waited. For some reason, I didn't reply for another month. I said, yes, it can. And then she said, about a day later, shall it keep waiting then? Just kidding. How do you do? So I said, real good. How about you? Can we get drinks tonight? So that was at 8:49 p.m. on Friday. And she didn't reply. Probably because I don't know. I was probably drunk or something. I don't know. I usually schedule them farther in advance. So then the next day, or I guess, the Saturday at 3 a.m. I said, or fucking tomorrow night. So I screwed that one up. She still didn't reply. Let's see. So this one was a little weird. It just said, so I was just like, hey, Susie. She said, hi. And then she said, and then I was like, "You're super cute. What's your hello? Who's there? I locked the door. What?" And that was in the morning. And then at 4:14 p.m., she said, "Want to come to Universal City?" And then 3 hours later, I was like, "To your home?" And then about an hour, 2 hours later, she's like, "Yeah." The hell? Oh, that wasn't okay. So I was like, "To your home," and then not until the next morning at like 9, she was like, "Yeah." So I'm like, okay. And at 12 p.m., I'm like, "What's your address?" And then at September, let's see. Oh, then 7 days, she didn't respond. Then 7 days later, I was like, "Hello," and she was like, "Hey." I was like, "Can I see you?" And then an hour later, "When? Where?" And then I said, "My place, right now, or yours." And then an hour later, okay, then nothing. And then the next day, in the morning, no. And then, about, and then like 7 hours later, where then? When then? Then no response. So, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, like a lot of girls will just like ghost me, But it's usually because like I think I give off like a hookup vibe sometimes, especially when I'm drunk, So like, "Hey Rhea, hi Andrew, hi Andrew." So that "You're super cute. You want to get drinks sometime?" "Thanks. You too." So I didn't know what to say that. So I was like, "Thanks. Are you free tonight?" Then she just stopped, and then like 7 days later, I was like, "Or another night." Nothing. This one girl just like without saying anything, just put her number right there. No hi, like just boom, like just her number. And I didn't try it because she wasn't that hot. Well, okay, well, yeah, sometimes I'll just go like that, like when I'm lazy, and and then I'll just like kind of see what I got a few hours later, and then just eliminate the ones that I don't like. All right, this is a weird one. Oh yeah, well, so I get this a lot. "Not sure who is cuter, you or your dog. Probably your dog." Oh, and her bio says kind of crazy, kind of weird. And so I don't know. I was kind of in a weird mood, and I was just like, this is the next morning, I think. Yeah, it's 7 a.m. I'm like, "Are you proud of being psycho?" And then she said, "Should I not be?" And I said, "I guess it just depends. As long as you're kind and mature about it, then it's okay. Do you have any kind of diagnosis?" And she's like, "Haha, I'm not full-blown psychotic. It's more so a joke, if anything. Not like I just escaped from an asylum." And I'm like, "Yeah, I just see a lot of people resort to it as an excuse for their selfish behavior sometimes." So it's there's definitely no like chemistry here so far. She said, "I'm not a selfish person. I'm also really mature. Not always kind, but that takes real effort to get that side of me." And then I just stopped talking to her because I don't know. I don't like it when girls like proclaim that they're crazy. I don't know, Kind of crazy, kind of weird. But also, she just kind of wasn't hot enough. I think that's enough for today. Thanks for watching. Please follow my Instagram. And I'll see you later.